Oh, and this is like the last thing I'm going to say. It's the first of the month, so I'm just going to get all my hot takes out. I don't give a what happens to any black man on this app, including being in the neck by a white man who has still not been arrested. I don't care, because these are the same men that said that they're not going to vote for a black woman unless they get child support forgiveness. We need to understand that black men ask for people to not take their lives seriously, to not care if someone unjust them or uses like excessive force on them. They told us that they don't give about none of that. All they care about is child support forgiveness. So I don't give a if there's a story of a black man from a tree or anything else at this point. I don't care anymore. I care about what's happening to black women, but not black men. Because again, these are the same men that said they don't give anything else but child support forgiveness.
First of all, shout out to Anton Daniels. He's been covering the issues between black women and black men when it comes to the voting between Trump and Kamala Harris. And before he goes in, I'll link down below his channel and the full video. But I don't think we should have this much hate for anyone for voting for who they want to vote for. For a black woman to wish death on black men because they're not voting for Kamala, like, that's crazy. I feel like this election is just going to wage even a deeper fight, the gender war between black men and black women. Because if a black man said the exact same thing this woman just said, he would get canceled. They will probably call his job for him to get fired. They will probably burn him for many things. They will ban him from many things. Women would report his job for spewing such hateful words. But again, we live in a society right now where men cannot literally say nothing. And if you do, you're going to get canceled. But as a woman, she can say whatever. I don't think men are going to go to her job and report her for wishing death on a different gender for voting for who they want to vote for. But let me hear Anton go in.
When we going to start monitoring when we put in podcast equipment and where we giving these people access to these applications before and they put this up. But let me address this, right? I don't believe that this election has made us more divided. I believe that when you have controversial...
I disagree with you. I know I'm going to let him cook, but I disagree. Because back when Trump first came into office, I didn't see TikToks and, women making content where they are wishing death on black men. Back, I didn't see Obama or Michelle or all these different celebrities attacking black men for wanting to vote for Trump. But this time around, they are attacking black men. So I disagree. I think it has created a little bit more of division between black men and black women.
Situations like this election where you have candidates from completely opposite end of the tracks. You have a white man and you have a black woman. You have a man that is not from the establishment, outside of it, and he's an outsider, which is one of the things that it appeals to me, because I don't want anybody that's been a lifetime politician and has always got a paycheck from taxpayers. I want somebody to come in and audit the federal government and have us spending our money more effectively towards American citizens and from outside of the establishment. Plus, we can actually look at the history of what they've done inside of their respective legislative time as president and vice president of the United States of America. But we have two polar opposites. One is a businessman, one is a lifetime politician, right? One is a man, one is a woman. One is white, is black. Like, you cannot get any more different. And so what I believe happens is you get the real from people and you get to see who you truly dealing with. This election has not made us more divided. I believe that the division comes from the fact that you were holding in what you really thought, because we present ourselves one way in public, but social media is starting to show our true colors. And from what I'm seeing from a lot of women that don't like men that get on board, I mean, I've seen everything from people saying that their wife is leaving them. Go and check the Millionaire Morning Show. I was reading super chats and stuff today. They said their wife is leaving them and taking the kids because they refuse to vote for Kamala Harris.
Okay, so with that part, I agree. Uh, so social media has given power or has given some people confidence to say exactly how they feel, something they wouldn't go on the street to say the same thing, or something they wouldn't say to their friends, something they wouldn't say out in the public. But because you can just get your phone and say exactly what you feel and think and just post it, whether for attention, whether it's how you really feel, whether to create division, whether you want to go viral, you can say whatever because you just put it on your phone, post it. So I agree with that part that some people are using social media is good because it gets people to really say how they feel, what they think, without people next to them. Because if, like right now, I'm recording this video, no one is around me, I can say whatever I want, right? So maybe some things I could say when people are near me, I may not be able to say. Because everything this woman just said, wishing death on black men because they're voting differently, she probably wouldn't say the same things to black men in real life, or to her parents, to her father who are voting different, to her brothers, to her male friends. She wouldn't say the same things, but because she has a phone and she can just say whatever and post it. So I agree with Anton on that part, that social media has made people just say whatever they want to say and reveal how they feel, something they wouldn't be able to say 20 years ago because, we had maybe social norms that didn't let people express how they felt. But the issue with that is now people can't really filter out what they say. They just say whatever, which everyone can say whatever they want, but filters sometimes are good.
I seen on the Dave Ramsey show that a man called in and said he was about to propose to a woman, but then she said that she didn't want to be with him, or it was either he voted for Kamala Harris or she was out. And so what I'm starting to see, especially from people that's saying that you're not a part of the establishment, is you get to see people's real colors. And from a lot of women, not all of them, because there's a lot of women that's actually on board of being conservative, or I've seen people respectfully disagree. And some people will say, oh, Anton, look at this woman. She voting for Kamala Harris. And she say, oh, okay, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. But she hasn't been disrespectful or anything like that. And the reason why she's voting for has nothing to do with what I'm voting for Donald Trump. So I declined to review that video because I didn't see anything wrong with it. And I didn't see anything, for me to comment on. That's her choice.
I agree. In fact, some guys even say, in fact, some women on dating apps, dating app profiles, they have, if you're voting for Trump or this and that, if you're conservative, swipe left, I don't want you. Or if you even go on dates, some women ask 2 questions of who are you voting for? So the smart thing, some guys are going to say, I don't do politics. I'm not voting. I don't care about politics. It's divisive because it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like, if you say you're voting for Trump, she's gonna cancel the debt on you. If you say these, it's like politics is so divisive. So some guys are like, if I'm going out on a date and a woman asks me about who I'm voting for, I'm saying I ain't doing nothing about that. The same thing sometimes happens to when it comes to religion. And people, I feel like Anton just said, we should be able to have differences of opinion without attacking each other, without disrespecting each other, without wishing death on people, because at the end of the day, we live in the same communities, right? So if I can't talk to my neighbor just because he or she voted for Trump, but then what happens if their house is on fire? So I shouldn't help them? Or maybe they're not home and they got kids in the house and the house is on fire. I shouldn't run in, get their kids and serve the kids just because they voted for someone I don't like? Like, that's crazy. Like, we shouldn't be able to hate each other just because of the differences in opinion and politics choices. But again, this is where we are at. But I believe conversations like this can help solve this. Right? Link down below to Anton Daniel's channel. What do you guys think? Is it okay for people to wish death on others just because they're voting differently? Right? Subscribe. Peace.